Can you hear me now? There we go. Well, hopefully you can hear me now. It actually shows up in my mixer that you can hear me now. Okay, so it is over 30 degrees already, and I don't have air conditioning in this room. So, unfortunately, I need to have this fan. It is oscillating, so it shouldn't be, like, super annoying. I'm gonna try and, like, tuck this. Maybe that'll... Nah, you're still gonna hear it. So, I apologize. I don't really know what else to do to like stop the paint from drying out on my palette, other than to try and like keep it kind of cool. It is oscillating though. So how are you all doing? I hope that you're doing well. At this time, I would normally show you like what I'm working on off stream. However, what I'm working on is supposed to be a little bit of a secret, so I'm just gonna like flash you a little work in progress. So if you're ready, it's gonna be real quick. And this is a work in progress, so yeah, all of the little details still have to go on. But if you're ready, I'm gonna show you real quick. Whoop, whoop. So that's what I'm working on. I've got just over 1,000 points that I have to paint. I have 3 weeks total to do it, so I'm about a third of the way done and 2 more weeks to go. So it could be Maya. So I'm on track to get it done. However, it does mean that like a lot of the different things that I am trying to do in the background are sort of taking a sort of backseat. So this week, I do hope to record the last 2 segments for the podcast, and if I can get those done on one day, I'm going to devote one other day to like edit everything all together. I want to redo the intro that I did because I think that it's too long. It's 16 seconds, and I want it to be about 10 seconds. So I'm gonna re-edit parts of that to make it like shorter. And yeah, so the pilot, hopefully I can manage to schedule both of my interviews on the same day. But there's time zones, so we'll see how that goes. In the chat, good evening, I will say, to Maya. We've got an 8-hour difference between us. Hello, Jeff. Hello, Jude. How's it going? Nice to see you. Mr. Fish, happy Monday. And Solar, how's it going? So, you got a sneaky peek of my super secret big commission. This is where I ended up with Ursula Creed. Her jacket is pretty much done. I have re-glued this standard back together because I busted it on the last stream. And then today, depending on how it goes, we're going to work on all of the little green bits, and those will be the green that you see on all of the armor and my existing guard stuff. And yeah, if we get that done, then I might start adding some gold insignia. I want to do gold on her jacket. I want to try that, see how it looks. I also want to do gold on her breastplate as well, and some gold on the standard. I think that would look really pretty if I did the laurels gold. Also, for some reason, in the mornings I've had the shakes. It usually goes away by like 1 o'clock. However, I just want to be like super transparent with you guys that morning painting has been a little bit difficult for me. But I want to push through on stream so that, maybe it would be a little bit inspiring to people who also suffer with the shakes a little bit. I don't know if you can actually see that. Since I'm not really streaming in 4K, but yeah. Let's see, this is the paint hand. I don't know, like I've never had this before. Um, so it's not terrible, but it's enough to make painting a little bit difficult. Um, but we're going to push through and we're going to do our best because that's what we do when we paint. Officially graduated high school. That's amazing. Congratulations. High school for me was like the worst time of my life. So I am super happy for you that if it was also the worst time of your life, that you can now start living, your best life, because my real life started once I left high school. Okay, so where did we get to? We did a base coat on the green bits of this dark green. This is the base. And I did wash it. So now I'm going to go in. This is the most awful green in the world. I'm just going to level with you. It's really hard to work with. And I hate it. It's a beautiful color, but I hate working with it. So if you want to copy my guard scheme, please find a dupe for this color because you don't want to do that to yourself. Hey Zan, how's it going? So I haven't used this in over a year and a half, so I'm gonna actually stick it on the vortex mixer, because it might need it. High school was the worst 7 years of my life, right? It was real bad. It was real bad. Wait, you were in it for 7 years? I was in it for 5 years. We didn't really have like junior high, so it was actually awesome. Got to meet a lot of people and got to make lots of friends. Well, that's awesome. I'm so glad that you had a better experience than I did. High school sucked. I dropped out and joined the GED class of 1999. Yeah, I am also a person, like, while I really enjoyed learning and I really enjoyed school, like, I wish that I would have had the opportunity to do homeschooling because I was bullied so badly. So that's what I wish. And I also think that if I would have been able to like work at my own pace, I probably would have graduated sooner. But I also believe that if you don't like school, like it's better to like as soon as possible get out into the workforce and figure out what you want to do, because like there's no point in going to school if you're just not into it, you know? Okay, so I might have to go actually grab another one of these because oh no, I've still got some in here. I thought it was empty, but and also I have like, because this is my guard army colors, I've got like 6 of these in back order. Not back order, but like in my collection of paints, which is extensive. Okay. And I'm gonna go and use this. These are brushes that I got off Amazon at the recommendation of my friend Dano. The first one I used wasn't keeping the point very well, but this one is pretty good. Like, I gotta say, I do like this one. And of course, it's a little bit bigger. I used a smaller one before. And I'm just a big brush gal, I like big brush. Excited because now that he's done with school, I can harass Digitman for more games since we live like 20 minutes from each other. That's awesome. I went to the senior all-nighter where all the seniors go back to school and party all throughout the night. Oh, that sounds fun. Hey, Mark, how's it going? I cannot lie. I really just love a big brush. Okay, so I'm going to start with this like little back panel bit that she's got going on here. And there's like a little... This is a little piece that is on like all Cadian breastplates. It's like a little raised bit here, so I'm gonna leave a little bit of the kind of shady blackish green color in between. Yeah, so so this whole like shaking in the morning, I'm not really too sure what it is. I haven't really changed anything. I haven't like upped my caffeine intake. It's just like the same. I mean, it's the same half pot that I've always drank. So I know that I can't actually brace myself on this because I literally just fixed it. So make sure I'm like actually in the frame here. As I get some green, I'm gonna have to do touch-ups on this. Well, maybe not. Also, like, it is going to be extremely hard to paint today because it's really hot, it's really dry. The palette is just, there's only so much that wet palette can do in these conditions. So I'm going to go through a lot of paint as I, just keep adding more water to keep this paint workable. I'm going to have to wash my brush a lot. And, when you live in a desert, that's just what you got to do. And I will say that, like, this commission sucks because, as you can tell, I've decided to, like, paint part of it yellow, and yellow I find dries out faster than anything else, and, this weather is crazy. Like, normally it's not this hot yet. This is usually next month, so, but we do what we can. Okay, that's good enough. I don't want to spend too much time on her back. I really want to focus on her breastplate today. So we're going to carefully go between all the sort of crevices here, leaving the darker bits. I've been wanting to try a new list that is just all knobs, and I need a worthy test subject. Oh, awesome. I heard someone was looking for bad jokes. Always. I've had, like, a very emotional week, so give me your jokes. I tried to paint my Lord Invocatus with my really old beat-up brush. Anyone can finish a model when things are easy. Doing them through difficulties is real. This is true. Yeah, Zan. This is why I paint in my basement. Cooler than the upstairs. It was more moist in the air. Yeah, I don't have that option. I don't have a basement. And my sort of game room, I don't want to say my studio, but, like, my office, we'll say, is upstairs. So I live in a very small townhouse, which I love, but finding space to do activities is sometimes very difficult. It's been close to 90 here. That's like 32 in non-American weather. Yeah, it should be. It's probably around that already, and it's supposed to go up to 36 today. which is crazy, but I mean, if it just stays like this, it'll be fine. If it gets any hotter, like, ugh. We had a couple summers ago, it got up to 50 degrees, and like we basically just stayed in our bedroom, shut the door, um, and because that's the only room that we have an air conditioner in. So it's basically what we did. Thankfully for me, I have a pretty decent laptop that I can work with. So I could do that again. It's just like, it sucks for my dog. He's half husky. He does not do well in the heat at all. Poor little dude. Poor little dude. Uh, Up there's on fire right now. Not where I live, surprisingly, but I'm sure later on in the summer it will be on fire where I live. I'm sure of it, because it always is. So when you got the shakes, just take your time. Try to work with conviction. And like line it up a little bit, you know? Like try to time your brush strokes with your shakes and with your breathing. Take your time, you can work through it. I know it sucks, but we can always sort of adapt to our circumstances. Did you hear that scientists have figured out how to weigh rainbows? They're just arguing about whether to weigh them in pounds or kilograms. Turns out either way, it's pretty light. Nice. I don't do well in the heat either. Meanwhile, my beardy wants to go out and soak up all the sun while I'm cowering in the shade from the Daystar. Yep. It's hot. I'm not like a huge fan of direct sunlight. I don't mind the heat so much, but like this time of year when the sun hits you, it's like, damn. Just damn. It's like 10 degrees hotter. So we normally just, like when he's got to go do his business, we normally just go, there's a park across the street with lots of trees and stuff, and we'll just go from like shady spot to shady spot while he does his thing. Because of course he won't just go in the backyard. No, we gotta go for a walk. Hey, Kyle, how's it going? Doing some much needed brush cleaning. Why don't robots ever have brothers? No idea. Why? So there's actually not that much green on this model. She's like all great cloak. Um, but I'm hoping that the little pieces that we have will just like tie her all together with the rest of my force. Also, I'm really proud of myself because like I got up pretty early and like cleaned my bathrooms today. I put it off yesterday. I was like, I'll do it tomorrow, and then like I wake up and it's supposed to be like 36 to 38 degrees, and I was like, okay, I gotta do this in the morning. Otherwise, it's gonna be too hot to do anything. So proud of myself. I'm not a morning person. They all have transistors. I mean, I'm into it. I would love to have a transistor. Why can't you trust what molecules say? Oh dear. Why? Uh, uh, been continuing to clean and decorate the downstairs guest room. Very nice. Hung some fairy lights as I couldn't find the right kind of nightstand reading light I wanted. Aw, dang. I actually really like fairy lights. That's something I should put in my bedroom. Checking out some of the rules for Blood Angels. They're looking very nice. I have not had the chance to even really look at anything because I've been commission painting. I like to say I'm in commission painting hell, but it's true. I hate commission painting, and I'm under such a tight deadline that, like, I was even considering doing this as, like, a just chatting stream while I just yak and at you and paint my commission, but then I was like, that's not fair. That's not fair to y'all. So, you should all feel grateful. No, I'm just joking. I'm just joking. Okay, so there's these little guys. I should check if this is... Oh yeah, she dry. I frickin' busted this standard last stream, so... You know. I had to quickly fix it before stream. And because I just don't feel like it's that strong, I'm going to hand paint this rope instead of dry brushing it. I do feel like this kind of texture is something that you can dry brush really nicely, but you know, I busted it, so I should be gentle with it. Wait. Didn't somebody have a joke for me? Bitch, you got me. You know, like I was hoping that you would, get what I was throwing down. I don't feel like it's, right for me to like call you out on that stuff on a live stream. You know. You know. I know you're pretty open about it, but, it's a live stream. You never know who's in here. I started on a yard project yesterday, getting wood chips spread along the edge of the yard and around the kids' swing set. That sounds amazing. A nice, like, cushioned landing for anybody who's inevitably jumping off the swings at, like, the highest point at which you can get it to go. Y'all know that you used to do it too. Okay, so I'm not going to worry about, like, painting too much on the bottom over in there. Can't see it anyway. I'm just going to focus this green on the areas that people can actually see. Are you going to pick up Leviathan? Nope. No, I am not. I don't really play either of those factions, and I don't just collect models just to, like, never use them. So, no, I'm not even tempted by the Leviathan box. I was considering picking it up for my Space Wolves, which are just a painting project, but then I was like, why? I already have, like, 2,000 points of, like, old models with which to paint my Space Wolves with. Like, I don't need more models, just for a painting project. So, nope, I won't. If they had like Space Wolf specific models, then I probably would, but they don't. So, which why would they? They want to sell tons. Um, so I'm really trying to like curb a lot of my spending. At least with like hobby stuff. I have like my vices. Like I really like good sort of bougie food and things like that. So, and food's really expensive. So I would rather spend my money on good food while I can still kind of afford it. And also I took inventory of all of the stuff that I own, and it's a lot. And I really want to work through my backlog, and I'm really only considering getting things for the factions that I play, and that's it. I really want to just get through some of this backlog. And how do you do that? You got to stop buying stuff. That's how you get through your backlog. I also just am in a place where I feel like all the factions that I have, I love. Like, I've got enough. I got 2 factions for Age of Sigmar. I've got 3 playable factions, plus a hobby project for Warhammer 40k. I've got 1 faction for Infinity. If I ever decide that, I've actually got the time to learn how to do that too. I'm good. Like, people who collect models just to collect models and that, like, I feel like you gotta have a ton of space to, like, store all that stuff. And that is at a premium in my house. Like, we just do not have space for 2 people who collect like crazy. My husband is a collector. I can't find anything of his. I don't know how he manages it, and yeah, so we couldn't have 2 people like that in the house. I was the height of safety and precaution as a child. I mean, I probably was as close as you're gonna get to that, but I mean, I still did weird stuff. I was the reasonable kid who would be pushing someone as they could fly as far as they could. Always so helpful. This is why I love and appreciate you, Tanya. But if I'm going to make a trans joke, I best confirm I'm trans. Right, but it's up to you to confirm that you're trans. It's not up to me. It's not up to me. I was the mostly reasonable kid. Mostly. Enabling the dream. That librarian with all the runes looks like he'd be a good Space Wolf model. I agree, but I'm not going to buy an entire kit just for 1 model, especially when that 1 model is more than likely going to come out later. Yeah. Your cupboard full of fancy ass tea. I do. I love expensive bougie coffee, expensive bougie tea, and then like expensive bougie homemade meals is like, that's what I choose to spend my money on. Is like the experience of all of that, and especially now that I like basically never leave the house, it's like one of the things that I do for myself. How bougie are we talking here? It's thousands of dollars worth of loose leaf tea that are all like curated and mixed in-house at a local tea shop. It's ridiculous. The neurospicy moment when you have money in your pocket and suddenly all the food at home tastes gross. I don't get that. My neurospiciness is like really strong smells. Just some smells. So, like, this is how it is. So I love a special type of like sweet pickle. I love it. I could eat like an entire jar in a sitting because I just love it so much. But the smell, once I'm like done the process of eating said pickles, I immediately have to go clean like the plates, the forks, and all of that because the smell of it after the fact is overwhelming to me, and I cannot have it in my house. So that's like my neurospicy stuff. It's mostly smells, and sometimes it's sounds. I sometimes feel like people are yelling at me as they're just talking too loud. And I don't think that they're actually yelling at me. It's probably just neurospicy. I'm hearing stompa. We'll see. I gotta get through some of my backlog. Uh, she impressed me, a Brit, with her tea collection. Yes, it's not Yorkshire Gold. Is that what it was that you think that I should buy? Which apparently I can buy. It's in my local grocer. They have like a British food aisle for some reason. They don't really have any other like specific import foods, but they have like custard creams and stuff. Just I know that's something you guys have over there too. She needs more spikes. Heresy. No. Tanya needs a Stompa. Tanya does need a Stompa, but not yet. Tanya needs to work through the backlog. We'll see how I get by October. Sounds like someone needs some Marvel Crisis Protocol. I don't know anything about comic books to want to like buy in. And the models don't really like get me either. I like them, but like I don't know, just painting everybody in a leotard is just it seems kind of boring. I wish I had the self-control to not buy more models. It's hard when someone drops off a bunch of stuff at work that I can buy for less than half of retail. Oh my god, a British food aisle. You are in British Columbia. Which is funny because I feel like most of our sort of immigrants that sort of populated the area as white people, I feel like most of them are from like continental Europe. You know, like there's lots of like Danish communities around here. It's like Finland and Germany. It's like that's where the people around here come from. Italians as well. I don't feel like there's that many like British people that were like even in my background. What do I have? I mean, I'm adopted, so this is like my adopted family. It's France, Scotland, Ireland. That's it. That's it. Like my mom is like half French. Yeah. So I'm sure that there are British people in like areas other than here, but where I live it's like mostly continental Europe. If I wanted to paint everyone in leotards, I would play Harlequins. Exactly. Which I have no desire at all to do that. I don't wanna. Okay. So that's fine. Got that level of green on. So the next step is a little bit easier. We're going to go in with flat green. And because she's a character, I think I'm going to do like an extra highlight. So normally I would actually go on with this olive green and just edge highlight everything. But I feel like we can do the flat green in between. That's what I feel like. I did manage to jump on. Hey, Chewy, how's it going? We're talking about British food and how Maya wants me to change my tea consumption to Yorkshire Gold from hand blended, curated, imported loose leaf bougie teas. I refuse. I don't know, just like tea in a bag. It's just, I don't know, it's kind of sad. It's sad to me. No problem wearing leotards. I mean, I wear leggings every day. I wouldn't want to paint that as an entire army. Harlequins and Bretonians. When you want to torture yourself and paint a beautiful army, are the Bretonians the ones with like all the fancy feathers and stuff, or are they like the puffy shirts? I never played Fantasy Battle, so I don't know who is what. I mean, they're both human factions, though, right? This is what I know. They're both humans. Yorkshire tea is very nice. It's in a bag, though. I haven't judged your tea in about a year. I'm not going to confess why, but I'm just saying, okay, well, fair enough. Bretonians are the French Arthurian legend analog. So not the feathery guy. PG tips? I don't know what that is. I don't think they have that there. Maybe. I don't know. Heroic knights and disposable peasants. That's the Bretonian way. Huh. Speaking of tea, my sister started making her own tea blends, and holy cow, that will hit a different button. She does it for different properties they have. So my favorite is her pain tea. Yeah, like, I do have herbals as well for certain things. Like, I like to have dandelion tea on hand at all times, just because it's got what your body needs. Also, it's kind of tasty. It's kind of like a licoricey kind of deal because um, it's like a what's the word I'm looking for? It's like a it's like a root, right? It's like root and leaves in this particular tea, so it's very um like licoricey root beery kind of. I dig it. This is really hard to actually blend this when it's so damn dry. I'm trying to do like a little wet blend on this helmet, but I think I'm gonna have to give it up because it's just like 10% humidity and 34 degrees. Yeah. You know, I might have to just mix these two colors together for an intermediate step. We'll just do some layer painting instead of blending. Like I said, like when you're finding that you're getting some, you know, obstacles to your painting plans, just roll with the punches. My whole like development of shakes in the morning has been actually I think pretty good for me, making me sort of relax into it and not expect too much of myself. That's fine. We'll just call that fine for the helmet. It's fine. You can kind of see that there's a little bit of a gradient between the top and the bottom there. Permission to time out the trader guardsman for being wrong about teas. No, no permission. They are now putting coffee in bags. Okay, here's the other thing about like people. I don't know if it's all of Britain, but in England. What the hell is your guys' obsession with instant coffee? Like, instant coffee here is something that you use when you want to make like a mocha and you don't want to like make a full pot of coffee. I'm just like shook, y'all. Like everybody here has a coffee maker, and that's just how we roll. Dandelion tea, it's got the electrolytes, plants, it's got what your body needs. Thank you for getting the Idiocracy reference there, Zan. My most common tea these days is ginger for helping calm the stomach. So I have an amazing lemon ginger rooibos that is also really good for like tummy. It's really good for when you have a cold, and it's delicious. Put a little honey in there. So good. It's been really hot in Manchester. I have to like always ask like what's really hot for you guys though. She mixes that with hibiscus, so it's almost like a floral anise kind of flavor. Oh, it's funny because hibiscus is usually quite sour. It's high in vitamin C. I'm planning on having an Iron Chef style hibiscus dinner sometime this summer where I use it as an ingredient in each of the dishes. That sounds amazing, Zan. A man walks into a pub with a steering wheel in his groin area. He goes to order a pint, but the barman stops him and says, "Do you realize you have a steering wheel in your groin area?" The man replies, "Yeah, it's driving me nuts." Okay, that one's actually pretty good. It's pretty good. I use instant coffee for one purpose alone when I'm at a tournament and I can't get coffee. I'll put a pack of it into a bottle of ice water if I need an extra boost. I can understand that. I would just make the coffee in advance and then pour that into a bottle. That's just what I would do. I use reusable tea bags with like espresso ground coffee. Nope. I can't. I can't. I had a delightful hibiscus rum in New Orleans a couple weeks ago. I wish I had room to bring a bottle home. That does sound amazing. Okay, so now... Oh, this is going to have to be watered down a little bit more. I'm just going to hit a few of the... Oh, my shakes. Okay. Whew. Hit some of the higher areas. Okay, this is fine. I'm going to do around here. This is totally fine. Whew. Okay, I did it. Get that little rivet there. Okay, let's do her belt buckle. Instant is quicker. Yeah. I just like instant. I don't know. It tastes funny. It tastes funny. I normally also don't like flavored coffees, but last time I went to Play On, they had this like hazelnut flavored coffee. I'm not sure who it was from. I think they said somebody locally roasted it, and I was like, oh my god, this is actually quite delicious. Okay. Because there's a sharp edge here, I'm actually going to hit this rim with the full-on olive green. Sorry, flat green. Olive green? What one is this? Flat green. I always get it confused because in Spanish it's actually called olive green, but in English they call this one flat green. Okay. There we go. She's starting to look a little bit, I don't know, better. Okay, so this is going to be the last highlight that I'm going to do on the ropes on the standard, because I like to save the Um, in English, olive green, the brighter one, for just hard edges. Also, my guard army doesn't have like a million highlights on it, so I don't want her to be too bright and then not match like the rest of the force. So she gets one extra highlight. And then I'm just going to try and do this where the light might be the highest, like the brightest. I use instant coffee with chocolate and baking. That makes sense to me. I use instant coffee when I've run out of proper coffee and haven't been to market in a while because of spicy depression. So maybe when you're gonna make instant coffee, you should send me a message and I'll be like, you should really just go to the market. That's a self-care thing that you could do right now for yourself. We have a Keurig machine, my partner's preference, not mine, and we get regular deliveries of pods from Amazon. We are never out of coffee. Do you recycle the pods? Please tell me you recycle the pods. Instant coffee is full of sadness. Mr. Fish is like me in like West Coast North America. We live off of coffee. I'm still here. I just be quiet on this coffee talk. I only drink like 5 liters. Again, West Coast North America with solar. I used to go through 6 to 8 cups a day when my blood pressure spiked and I had to cut back. Now that I'm on a stimulant for my ADHD, I have to cut back even further. I mean, can you do decaf? I mean, it tastes different, but it still tastes better than instant. Unrelated to anything other than that, they're an instant coffee drinker as of this morning. I'm Facebook official with my they friend. Aw, congrats. You guys are so cute together. Is Miss Creed the start of your new Cadian army? No, I wish I could show you. I have like 3. No, there's more than that. I've got like 5,000 points worth of guard. Like, I've got an entire shelf here. I mean, you want to play a game? Okay, so I've got an entire shelf here of guard stuff. Name something in the guard codex. Maybe not like newish stuff, because this is all the new stuff that I've painted. Name something and we'll see if I have a painted version of it. Let's play this game. I still have a coffee maker on my nightstand. I think I need help. Do you have it like all programmed so when you wake up it's like all ready to go and you could just like put a straw in the decanter and just drink it? Get compostable ones. Yay! That makes me happy. North America, we've got that Boston Tea Party to uphold. Boo! Tea! Yay! Coffee! I'm farm raised and West Coast born. I bleed coffee. Yeah, farmers are like huge into coffee too. Decaf is a lie. A heavy artillery unit, like a heavy weapons team. Okay, that's on like the bottom shelf, but I have a heavy weapons team. Or are you talking about a tank? Let's see. So I have 9 of these guys. Also, this guy is like kind of internet famous for having his big one beefy Catachan arm on his Cadian body, and it makes me giggle every single freaking time. I just like he's just got one chunky arm. Oh, I love it. Did you ask them about Bionicle or an absurd board game yet? I used to use my coffee maker on my nightstand as my alarm clock. Amazing. Okay, back to the task at hand. Okay, back at it, and I just want to hit just the areas that the light would most likely be the strongest. Tanya, do you have a tiny tank from Forge World? Ooh, that is a spicy question. You would think that it is a Forge World tank, but you would be wrong because it is 3D printed. However, lots of people make that mistake. Look at my tiny tank. It's so cute. It's so cute. I love it so much. It's so cute. Tiny tank. Not Bionicle or board games. They're more art queer than nerd queer, so we talk a lot about arts and craft stuff, painting, mosaic, modeling, and sewing. Aww. Okay. I wish that YouTube allowed links in the chat, because if your new partner was like a maker or creator, then we could like drop links into the chat. But YouTube don't like that. Oh, the shakes, the shakes. I am grateful for my body and the things that it allows me to do every day. I am grateful for the patience to continue to work through my body when it has its own ideas for the day. Okay. Okay. I am happy with that. I'm gonna leave the rope like that. I don't know if you can see it. Forge World thought it was Forge World though. They sure did. Cyclops demolition vehicle needs more spikes. No, it does not. It is fine the way it is. It is happy in its current form. I don't know enough about what them art queers like. I can share some things on Discord. Yes, please. I would love to see. I know far too much about EDM as a result of the music queers. Anime is a good point of overlap between art and nerd. Is it? I mean, that's true in terms, like, I'm not really an art kind of connoisseur, but some of those, I call them cutscenes because they're really long and very beautiful. But some of them are really pretty. Ghost in the Shell in particular, I think, had some really, really beautiful ones. A friend of mine programmed an AI that could complete mazes for cans of Monster. What? complete mazes. I don't understand. What's the most expensive model that you have? I don't know the prices for anything because like mostly get stuff like secondhand. Oh, my most expensive model is one that I've not yet painted. As lame as that is, I have a Baneblade. It's like underneath my desk here, and I just don't know how I want to kit it out, so I just haven't built it. I have it. No idea how. Like, so basically, I can't decide if I want a firing deck option and just like put a bunch of infantry in it, or if I want to make a shadow sword. I've never been able to decide. I've never really had the opportunity to really like look at my list and be like, yeah, like this variant of Baneblade would really suit my playstyle. So maybe I'll build it this edition. We'll see. It's Warmistress Tanya, champion of chassis positivity, or at least neutrality. You know. Gitz is one of the few armies. What Gitz? Wait, what's that? What are you talking about? Baneblade, Magnus Tanya Mag. No. I won't do it. I don't want to have all those freaking pieces. Okay, so here's the thing. I have built my my armored sentinels and I've built my Dorn tank, but I have not. I basically built all of the options. And I have all of the pieces lying there, and I'm like, I don't want to paint all of these pieces separately. So I'm gonna choose. I'm gonna choose some options for it because I look at all of these pieces waiting to be primed, and I'm like, I'm gonna lose all of these. So I'm just gonna choose a variant, and then I'm gonna stick with it. Oh, Ghost in the Shell. Thank you. We have a little thing around here that Tanya doesn't do acronyms. I just don't do it. So if you want to confuse me and have me have no idea what you're talking about, keep using acronyms. Even in Warhammer, my brain doesn't work like that. Maybe it's the neurospicy, but yeah. If you really want to confuse me, definitely acronyms. I'm really excited to get some craft space set up in my living room. Then I can paint again. Do it. Having like a dedicated painting space is like one of the best ways that you can improve your productivity. I have a Death Guard Space Marine Heroes Playcaster. What? Playcaster. Cost me £75. I thought the Space Marine Heroes were like the random box ones. TDDA. Yep, no idea. No idea what that is. Okay, so now I can't believe I've been streaming for an hour and I haven't even finished the green. Okay, I'm definitely going to finish the green before I finish stream. So there's one last step, and it is olive green, like English olive green, and then like regular olive green. This one is like dark olive green in Spanish, just to make sure that you're totally confused. But in English, this one's actually olive green. And this is going to be the last step. And this will just be picking out like a few of the highest, sharpest edges. So I actually don't need that much in the palette. It's just a little tiny drop. Tanya doesn't do acronyms. Like, yes. She just doesn't do it. The only acronym that I will like consistently get right is GW. That is it. All your other acronyms, I will have to stop you to ask, like, what is that? It would save time for you to just write it out. Also, this brush is pretty much busted, but I'm still using it. We're still using it. I've like painted so much with that brush. I never really like got it. Like, you know, a brush can kind of like get you. Like, you got a good working relationship. That brush, I never really had it, but it did put in a lot of work for me. It's another one of those Rosemary & Co. brushes, and it's fine. Had a really nice tip. Its bristles are quite large. Like, I think it's for oil. You know, we had a good run. She's nearing the end. Well, I mean, she's past the end of her life. Like, look at. Let me dry her off so you can get an accurate. Like, look at this brush. I have used this brush so much. She is so frayed. Maybe I can bring it up. Oh yeah, no, I turned off autofocus. She had a good run. I'm using her as like an oh shit brush now. Group fund to buy Tanya 9 Bane Blades so she can have every option. Oh, you all. I'd kill to see that game. Tanya drops 9 Bane Blades on the board. Whew. I mean, maybe if we're playing, like, Apocalypse, we could play that. I don't want to play that with Warhammer rules, even the new ones. I've read through them. I would much rather play Apocalypse like that. Just saying. Just saying. So this particular highlight is just going to go on, like, the brightest parts. Oh my goodness, you guys with the acronyms. I'm not even going to read them out. They hurt my brain. Okay. That one could use a little bit more. Here we go. Okay. That's it. Green is done. I can't believe that took me like an hour. I mean, I can, but what are you gonna do? Green is done. So, next week we're gonna do the gold. So we'll base coat and wash the gold, and then probably do some black. So I want it to look like she's wearing black gloves. I know that she's probably not. But like literally all the rest of my dudes for my army are wearing gloves. So I'm gonna paint like gloves. I might actually put the red on the sash. She's got a little sash here, and around here. So we'll probably at least base coat the sash. And did I wash the red? I feel like I did. I feel like I did wash the red. So that is what we're going to do next stream. And that's where she's at. And I think that she is going to match the rest of my infantry. Let's grab this guy here. Yeah. She looks pretty good. She looks like she matches. We're into it. Cool. That's like my main concern is just making sure that like everything kind of matches. I'm just sort of like matchy like that. Let's see here. I'm hopefully going to play a triple Stompa list this summer during our big game event. Awesome. 9 Bane Blades might let you actually finish a game in 2 to 3 hours that GW claims it takes. I can definitely finish games within 3 hours. I think that I'll probably be able to finish within 2.5 with the changes to the rules. I once played a game with 7 Hive Tyrants. That actually sounds kind of fun too. It's 3 teams of 3 players with 3,000 points each. That actually sounds really fun. Baneblades versus Townars. I think Townar wins every time, but we'll have to see what points are like. Do you have any chimeras with the turret on the back, with an autocannon instead on the front? No. So all of my chimeras are basically mini hellhounds with flamers, because it was just really good to be able to like clear things that that tagged you in combat back in 8th edition. So I actually only have 2 chimeras, but they both are like lasgun array and then flamers. So yeah, I had a lot of fun with those, like just like mini hellhounds. Can you do an impression of Bane from Batman? You could use it with your 9 Bane Blade army. Oh, if I could do an impression of Bane plus Blade, if I could do both of them, then I could do Bane Blade impressions. But I can't. You only use the Grimdark. I was born into it. I'm not, like, I do not do impressions. The only one I do is Arnold Schwarzenegger. That's the only one. It's not hard to finish in a couple hours if you get shot off the table in turn 2. Well, this is true. This is true. Or if you're doing the shooting off the table. Okay, so we did it. We finished the green. Oh my god, I'm the slowest painter ever. So for the people who weren't here earlier, I'm going to give you a sneak peek of my huge commission that I stupidly took and have to paint in like 3 weeks. It's like over 1,000 points, but that's what I'm painting. There. Super secret commission. League play has helped me speed up my gameplay a lot. It's true. Using a lot of the same models over and over again helps the memory, and Estampa helps with movement a lot. That's true. You can always sort of like figure out tips and tricks to help you get through your games a little bit faster. For me, it's a cheat sheet. I make like an extensive cheat sheet. I wonder if I have one here. I have one for ogres here. So I make an extensive cheat sheet with everything that I need on it. So I'll have 2. So I'll usually have things to remember per phase. I'll have my list so that when I'm going over it with my opponent, it has like where all of my traits and my relics and stuff are. And then I write out all of the different types of units that I have, including their stat lines, any weapons that they particularly have. So in 40k, I would only put like with this guy, bolt pistol and chainsword. That's all I would put on here. And then anything special that they have or special things that that unit needs to remember, I'll put in like a little area here as well. And then I don't have to flip through my book. So when I activate a unit, I just grab my sheet, I find it on the sheet, and then I have everything that I need to like roll through quickly through my phases. So that's like my extensive cheat sheet. That's how I get through my games. I'll be doing that for new 40k once my indexes are released and I decide which faction I want to main. So there's always things that you can do once you like pinpoint what it is that is making you play too slow. So that's how I do it. Make your money. I'm not getting paid. I'm doing this because I love my friend and he takes on just way too much stuff. Way too much stuff. I may have to write a letter to play on Tanya versus Nick, 9 Baneblades versus Tau. Everything explodes all the time. That would be pretty fun. I still don't want to play 9 Baneblades. I don't like skew lists at all. I think they look really boring, and so even when I play ogres, for instance, there's a lot of people that just play like the big monsters, and there's some people that just play like the walking infantry, and I never do that because I just like the look of an army that has lots of different things in it. So I play a mixture of big beasties and small walking guys. I have a couple artillery pieces and some cavalry and stuff like that. So that's how I like to play. You've got such good handwriting. Thank you. Back when I was in school, you had to take notes. And so if I couldn't read my notes, I'd be in trouble. Nurture your friendships, girl. I am really trying to. And on that note, I've been feeling really lonely because I don't actually have that many friendships in my town. I have people that I play games with, but none of them want to like socialize outside of game time. So I've just been feeling like really deficient when it comes to like my social relationships and things, and I've sort of been struggling because I think that I do have autism, but as an adult now, I can't really get tested. I can't get a diagnosis because it's thousands of dollars out of pocket in order to do that. So this week has been really difficult for me. I've been feeling really isolated, very lonely. I have no reason to leave the house. And yeah, so I like to just be really open and honest with people that, you know, sometimes I struggle. And this week I have definitely been struggling. I've had like a couple of breakdowns yesterday and the day before. And I feel very blessed to have the friends that I do, and actually Tack from Play On was really helpful for me during one of my breakdowns. It really made me feel better, and unfortunately for me, I have a really hard time processing emotions. So like even though I do feel better, it's like I need an emotional outlet, and that sometimes means that like the next day or a couple days down the line, there'll be like another just like breakdown. And just trying to be like a little bit more I'm just trying to be like a little bit more gentle with myself during those moments. So yeah, things aren't always like rosy in content creator land, and like you may see people online who only put their best face forward. There's a lot of those. There's some of those in Warhammer too, and I just really want to be honest with you that like right now it is a bit of a it's a bit of a hard time for me, and I'm really looking forward to my local game store opening back up again, because while you know those people that I play games with may not be my friend, you know, it's still a way for me to get out of the house and socialize and practice socializing for maybe that moment where somebody does come into my life to be my friend. I will be in practice and I'll be able to seize that moment. So I'm really looking forward to that, even though in general I'm kind of a sad girl right now. Can I book a game of 10th in with you for the week of my birthday? Potentially. Is your birthday in June or is it in July? Because June, I will be... No cat people in your garden. No. So I will be commission painting up until the 24th, and then from the 24th to the 29th, I will be back at Play On. I will not be I mean, I'm just gonna be honest with you. I always like say I'm gonna do updates while I'm gone, and I never remember to. And this will be like the longest time that I've ever been at PlayOn. So 24th to 29th, I'm gone. Like, I do not even have access to a computer, unfortunately. So if it's in there, I can't do anything. If it's outside of that time, we could potentially do something, but I'm not going to have enough time to even like look into the rules. I'm not going to have enough time to make an army list. Unless a miracle happens next week and I can get like 2 units out of this commission done, I really don't foresee anything happening before July. I just really don't see myself having the kind of time, because it's not just the game. It's not just the game of playing. It's not like the 3 hours for me because I have learning disability or something, right? For me, it's the time that I need to like sort myself, right? I need like 8 hours total to like make a list, understand what I want to do with the list, make my cheat sheets, visualize how it plays, go through all of the rules, collect the rules that like pertain to each of these units, and like this is just the time that I need to play a game, and I just don't see myself having enough stuff done by that time to be able to really give you the time that you need to play a good game. If you would like to instead do like a hobby hangout where I can keep painting my commission and we can hang out and be stupid while I cry a little bit and use the tears to thin my paint, that, because I'm in commission painting hell, that is something that I could do. And we could definitely have a game on Tabletop Simulator in July. That is what I can promise you. I wish I could promise you more than that because you're somebody that is really important to me, and I value you as a friend, Maya. But I'm just going to be honest with you. It's not a good time for me to be planning tons of shit. Let's get drunk and play a board game instead. I've never played a board game on TTS. That is potentially something that we could do, although it really depends on how far I am on this bloody commission. And on that note, before I burst into tears again, I want to thank each and every one of you for coming to speak to me and make me feel better and make me feel a little bit less alone. This is how far we got on Ursula Creed. I'm doing no work on her between now and the next stream, which will be next week. So, at least we got the green done. And as always, if you need anything from me, the best way to get in touch with me is through the Patreon Discord. If you are not on the Patreon, I mean, what are you waiting for? That's where all the spicy magic happens for me, is on the Patreon Discord, where I have curated the best people. So join us there if you can. If not, you send me a message on Instagram or Facebook. I want to do more on Facebook. Yeah, you send me a message on Instagram, Facebook, or YouTube. You can always leave a comment. And what else? I'll eventually get to you. I'm in commission painting hell, so I've been checking social media even less. All the cool kids are on the Patreon Discord. Exactly. Hit me up on social media. I don't want to advertise on your stream. I don't care, Solar. You can go ahead. Advertise. Please do. I honestly wish that we could all like share links and stuff, but we can't. And yeah, so that's all that I have for you today. I hope that you have an amazing week. I hope that you can get some games in, or you can get some painting in, or maybe even just like go for a walk with some friends. That seems like it would be really cool to do too. And that's all I got. So until next time, be excellent to one another. Just be wonderful people that I know you all are. And until next time, be nice and roll dice. Bye, everybody.